Meteorologist Matthew East here on the Weather on the One's Forecast Center. This is the July 28th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. We had a very unsettled weather day yesterday. A lot of rain and thunderstorm activity across the region. Some severe storms that were occurring as we went through the especially afternoon into the evening hours. But really, I think the bigger overall weather story yesterday was the heavy rain in a lot of spots. And in fact, over 3 inches of rain in some locations of our region as we went through our Tuesday and Tuesday night. Now, all is quiet this morning, but more scattered storms will fire as the day unfolds. Let's look back at the storm reports from yesterday. The highest concentration of wind damage was down in South Carolina, but a couple of wind damage reports from across North Carolina. Like I mentioned, all is quiet this morning. Really not a whole lot to note on the radar imagery across the southeast. But let me show you what's coming. These are the dew point temperatures across the country. Very, very muggy air. We're looking at 70-degree dew points as far north as Des Moines and Chicago this morning, even close to Madison, Wisconsin. But look back in the northern plains. You're looking at significantly lower dew points in the Dakotas and the Rockies, and that drier air is moving our way. It's behind a front. And you can look at the wind stream lines this morning and pretty easily pick up the location of that front. And that will be dropping southward at a pretty decent clip, and that front moves in here late tomorrow. This is our upper air chart today, but compare that to how it looks by Saturday morning. A nice trough in the eastern part of the country driving that drier air in here for at least a couple of days. Now, today, I do think we'll see some scattered storms develop. Probably nothing at all like the coverage of rain and storms we saw yesterday, but scattered storms nonetheless. Could see some damaging wind gusts and a lot of lightning with any of those storms that pop. Tomorrow, as the front drops in, it's going to be, first of all, a hot day. Highs today close to 90. I think maybe some lower 90s in some spots. And even in the very warmest of spots, maybe some mid-90s today. But I think everybody up into the mid-90s, maybe a couple upper 90s as that front approaches tomorrow with scattered storms. But Friday, here it comes. The drier air moves in. We're going to be looking at a big-time drop in dew points in the 50s, maybe even some spots seeing some 40s for dew points Friday afternoon. Either way you look at it, a big-time drop in humidity for Friday. And I still think the humidity pretty low on Saturday. And low Saturday morning, well down into the 60s. That will be a nice breath of fresh air. Now, some big-time model disagreement then arise for Sunday onward. This is Saturday evening. Let's go to Sunday. I did want to mention that there's some chance of a few scattered storms in the mountains and foothills Saturday. But I think better chances as we get into Sunday and Monday of seeing at least some scattered activity. Now, that's the GFS. Notice how that looks Sunday. Compare that to the Canadian. Big time difference there. In fact, the Canadian and the European to some extent indicating what we call an overrunning situation Sunday and in some instances to Monday. And if that's correct, then we'd be looking at sort of a cloudy, cooler, rainy type of forecast Sunday into Monday. But I'm not ready to go all the way to that solution. The GFS is very different, so I have just brought in the chance of scattered storms for Sunday and Monday. But just keep in mind that if it turns out that European and Canadian scenario is correct, then it could be a cooler, cloudy, kind of rainy type of forecast by Sunday and Monday. So we'll see. Let's give that a few more model cycles and see if we can iron out some of the differences amongst the modeling. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day today on this Wednesday, and God bless.